beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. Woo-wee! So yes, here we are. What a beautiful place this is, and I'll tell you what, no matter how many times I try to take a picture of any of these trees, they're not gonna look as beautiful as they are. So it's one of those, when it comes to nature, you just got to be here because it never looks the same by taking a picture. So anyway, today I'm gonna be making a video, and before I do, alright, so Starlight is out. Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, don't forget you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can also leave a message down below, beep beep beep, and you can share my videos with your family, your friends. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Here, and so today's topic is, it's okay to be weird. You know, it's okay to be different. The way society is, the way life is here is. People want to be a clone. They want to copy other people, and there's a lot of copycats out there copying other people. And it's okay to stand out. It's okay to own your weirdness, And Starlight is. I'm like, Starlight is. Yes, I love who I am, and I don't care what people think of how strange I am. I go out and I dance out in public. I sing out in public. I do a lot of weird things out in public. I tell you, you wouldn't want to spy on Starlight, because you never know what the heck is that. Starlight, what are you doing over there, huh? Starlight loves being strange and weird. I own my weirdness, So that is what I love about myself. My whole family knows that I am strange, weird, odd, you name it. I got it going. So anyway, here we go. And is in Starlight's eyes. Yes, I have to say, I've been a strange girl my whole entire life. And I'll tell you, having a YouTube channel, I've had so much fun making, editing videos and doing some strange things, trying to get some effects, trying to have some fun. And I'll tell you what, it has been a freaking high. And I don't need any drugs to feel as good as I do about owning my weirdness. And so I love who I am. And there's some places that I've traveled to, you know what? And I like it because there's a library that I go to, and they have like a little coffee shop connected to the library, and Starlight wants to go in there. And why do I want to go in there? Because you know what? When I go through that area where the library is, people are wearing what they want to wear. They're not worried about what other people think.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. Enjoy your walk. So people are wearing whatever they like. And I've given a lot of women compliments on their clothes because it was different. It wasn't the same clothes that I see on everyone, So there's nothing wrong with being you, being weird, being strange, being odd, standing out. Be all that. You know why? Because there's a lot of clones. And then there's other times I go places, and I've gone into towns, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where you're like, what the heck? What planet did I just, what planet did I land on here? Because I look around, and it's odd because everybody was like dressed the same. They looked the same. It has been so a learning experience as far as traveling. And look how beautiful. I mean, this place is so beautiful. These trees are all over. And so yes, I've gone to areas where, I'm like, you would swear that everybody was related because, the people looked a lot the same, their haircuts, it just was mind-boggling to me, where I felt like, the Twilight Zone, where I'm like, what the heck, like I'd be just looking around. And so I like going to places when people are wearing different kind of clothing. And there was a lady that had a pair of pants on, and they were wide at the end on the bottom, and it had planets on the side of her pant legs. And I love that there's planets, hanging, on her pants. So I'm like, wow, I love your pants. And those might be the only pants you'll ever see. And she really thought they were homemade pants, so we got enough of clones out there and we don't need any more. And like even on my YouTube channel, I talk about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So even though I might have videos like other people, I come up with stuff and I make videos that people are scared shitless to talk about. Even people that have been out there for a long time, because they're sensitive topics, but we need to talk about those things. So it's okay to own your weirdness and be who you are, and not to worry about what other people think or anything. And it took me, I've always been odd and strange. My family, I used to stick my tongue out all the time at people. And so a lot of times all these pictures that my family would have on the wall was Starlight sticking her tongue out. And it didn't matter what age I was. That's what Starlight was doing. But you know what? I was owning my weirdness. So, and I do like to wear, now my clothes actually are, believe me, later on, there's clothes that I would love to wear. So that is something that I want to change later on, is to wear clothes. I love bright color clothes, so I'm always complimenting women or even men with their bright colored clothes. The brighter the better for Starlight. So Starlight has had clothes, but they didn't fit right, so I had to get rid of them. But they were very colorful, so that's what I like. I like to stand out. I don't like to, I used to blend a lot before when I had to. But don't be afraid to be strange or weird. Be yourself. That's what this is all about, is to not to try to be like everyone else. And there's a lot of people out in the world, that's what they do, even on, Facebook or different places like Instagram, is to be like everyone. But hang on. So it's so important to not to care what other people think. And that is how we ought to be, is to be our authentic self, be you. And, if you want to wear a certain shirt, wear that shirt. Don't worry about what other people think, so it's, that is so important in this reality, is to just express yourself the way you want to. And you know what? No matter what you do, you're always going to have someone that has something to say about it. And we just have to get used to that and realize that we don't answer to those people, and just do what feels comfortable to you. If you like to, I've told my mother a long time ago, and I'll tell you what, she's owned up to this, is I told her, I said, Mom, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting other people, you could do whatever you want out in public. And that's exactly what she's done. She's done exactly what she's wanted to do out in public, and she doesn't care what people think, So a lot of people see my mom doing a lot of strange things out in public, but she doesn't care. She really doesn't. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. She's not hurting anybody. and so a lot of people will talk behind her back, say all kinds of crazy ass things. Even they will come to her children and say, yeah, did you see her, what was your mom out there doing? So we were so used to hearing these statements from people. They couldn't accept her for her being herself. So, and that's what's so important, is that you need to express yourself and not be ashamed of who you are. And it's better that you stand out than to try to fit in. So my whole life, I knew I tried so many times to fit in, but I couldn't, And then I realized, I wasn't meant to fit in, It was okay that I stand out. I'm sorry, Starlight didn't know where that trail goes to, but there's a trail out here. So I was meant to stand out, and that's why my name is Starlight. The star. We are all stars. Like it says, there's that song, like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So I don't care, let people talk. People are always gonna have something to say. And look at how beautiful this is. So let people talk, because it means, you're something, because they got to have somebody to talk about. And why not be you, your weirdness? And is that such a bad thing? Absolutely not. Are you hurting anybody? No, right? I hope not. Are you hurting yourself? No? Okay. So then don't worry about what other people think. It's just, teenagers and kids, it's amazing. It's funny sometimes that, you might see some strange things out in public with teenagers and kids, and that's why I say, like with your kids, is at a certain age, when they're old enough to do this, but they got to understand the consequences of these things. So I did find the trail here. So this is where I was going to come out. But yeah, so let your kids, they want to try that strange haircut, but let them know, hey, once that hair is off, it takes a while to get adjusted to a new hairstyle. But you got to let them know, hey, if you cut too much off, you might be kind of stuck with that haircut for a while, because they're taking a risk, of getting their hair cut at a different way of having it. So, and let them express themselves on the, as far as their hair goes, they're still the same person inside. They're not like, it's just so important for them to discover who they are, as they're growing up, and now the clothing is a little different story when they're growing up, because, when they get on their own, but you want them to express themselves with their clothes. But, if they, you gotta make them work for it though, you want those clothes, well, hey, how bad do you want those clothes? Give them some jobs so then they know that, hey, I want those clothes bad enough that, oh, you know what? If I work for it, I can get the clothes that I really, really want, instead of the clothes that my mom and dad would pick out. So there's nothing wrong with that, is to put them to work, because you're going to teach them responsibility about that things are not for free, and that, it does take work to get things in life. So anyway, don't think that it's a bad thing to stand out. It's better than to look like everyone else, and where you can't even notice the difference. Because I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if you've ever been in a town where you're like, everybody looks the same. You'd swear they all came from the same family somehow or another, and they all dress the same. So there's enough of that around in the world. So anyway, I love you so much, and be yourself, have fun, Starlight was going to change her hair, but then I decided I love my hair. I was going to do mine pink, but everybody started dyeing their hair, so I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be like the crowd, and so I decided that I love my hair the way it is, and it's got silver in there, so I love my silver hair, and later on it's going to even look better, you know, as I get younger. So yes, it's okay to be weird. You know, believe me, I have made videos at playgrounds with Starlight going on at the playground by herself, doing all kinds of weird things, you know. I wasn't hurting anybody. Nobody was there, but I was having a lot of fun editing. So have fun, be yourself, be unique, and be strange, be weird, because that's what we need. We need more people that are strange and weird, and not the everyday normal looking people. We need people to be authentic and be real. Okay, I love you so much. Yeah, thank you. Woo! So I got some people out here agreeing to this. Yes. So own your weirdness. So there's nothing wrong with that. So I have an audience here. So yes. So this is Starlight. I love you all, and just own up to your weirdness and let people know. I don't care what you think. I'm gonna be myself. It's okay. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can leave me a message down below, beep beep beep. Plus you could share my videos with your family or friends, and don't forget the notification bell, and check out my playlist. And you can also find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.